Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3 is the trilogy capper to the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths animated movie storyline, as well as the culmination of this entire animated Tomorrowverse that has been set up starting with Superman Man of Tomorrow. Now fully revealed as the ultimate threat to existence, the Anti-Monitor wages an unrelenting attack on the surviving Earths that struggle for survival in a pocket universe. One by one, these worlds and all their inhabitants are vaporized. On the planets that remain, even time itself is shattered, and heroes from the past join the Justice League and their ragtag allies against the epitome of evil. But as they make their last stand, will the sacrifice of the superheroes be enough to save us all? Calling this the pinnacle of the Crisis on Infinite Earths trilogy, I think that that's definitely the understatement. It's definitely an achievement. This is by far the most entertaining of the three here. I think it's probably the most well animated and has the best voice acting out of all of them. Nobody, especially my boy Jensen Ackles, who I really love as an actor, don't think he's like a fantastic actor or anything. I think he's a lot better here than he has been in previous DC animated movies. Under the Red Hood is one of his best performances as a voice actor, but the past couple with Batman, I think Warworlds, the first two parts of this, I love him a lot in The Long Halloween parts 1 and 2. In these three, Warworld and the first two parts of this, it felt like he was reading off a teleprompter or just reading off a paper with no sense of direction. And in here, it seems as if he has more of a direction as to where to go with Batman's voice, and he actually made me like him a lot more as Batman in this movie. Calling this the pinnacle of what these movies used to be, though, is definitely an overstatement. I will say the plot is a giant mess, and this movie is an hour and 40 minutes, and it could have easily been, for a part 3, an hour and 10, hour and 20, and I feel like that's what it should be. I feel like that these types of movies just overstretch and overstay their welcome. They stretch out their runtime to include a lot of filler that just doesn't have to be there. And that's the case with this movie, which is why I think that certain scenes, certain subplots could have been left on the cutting room floor. And it's crazy because even though it has an extended runtime, it's trying to wrap up this entire Tomorrowverse. And even then, it's not just the culmination of this in three-part story. Like, it's the culmination of the Tomorrowverse, which ends on somewhat of a whimper, despite this being the best of the three parts that have been released and being one of the better Tomorrowverse movies. I don't know, the Tomorrowverse has just been so scattershot. Like, it just feels like this whole side quest you encounter in a game that you don't really have to do, but you're kind of chugging along. You kind of go away, you come back to it, then you go away again, and then you just complete it, and it feels like, oh, we're finally at the end, but what was the point? That's really how I feel with this entire Tomorrowverse storyline. Like, from Superman Man of Tomorrow to this, like, what was the point? And again, I might not be talking about the movie itself so much now, but I'm just thinking back as to why this universe was even created in the first place. It was awesome seeing certain characters like Terry McGinnis back. This has Kevin Conroy's final voice performance as Batman before he unexpectedly passed away. And that was wonders to behold. Kevin Conroy is a legend. Love the guy. I really hope that his legacy lives on as one of the best voice actors to ever voice Batman. There's still that stupid thick black line around some of the characters in this movie when they're being animated. It still feels a bit static, but compared to the previous entries in this Tomorrowverse and previous entries in the previous two Crisis on Infinite Earths movies, this one is by far the most beautifully animated. It's got very vibrant colors, and when it's not static, the action is actually where the animation is at its best. It's just the little movements like this, like people feel like a robot. But in all the other movies, it was always in the action too, where it looked like there was like a glitch or a sticking point. That's not the case here. And seeing all these characters come together from all these different universes, I understand something. I understand that people might be tired of this whole multiverse thing that Marvel, DC, everybody is doing now. The multiverse is everywhere in pop culture. I completely understand that, but hey, you know what? I'm a fan. Service me. I was fan serviced. I think that that's what this movie does really well, is that it delivers on the promise of fan service. That might be detrimental for a lot of people, but Honestly, I don't really see it that way. And a lot of these characters play a role in the plot. If it was just, hey, I'm Batman, I'm Terry McGinnis Batman, and then he flies off, then maybe I'd have a problem. But where they actually play a part in the story and the narrative, I'm okay with that. The way I equate these movies and the entire Tomorrowverse as a whole is that it showed up to the party, ate the cake, said nothing, and left. This is definitely one of the better entries in the Tomorrowverse and the best entry in this Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline. But if DC keeps the animation thing going, they need to get it back to Sam Liu, who knew how to direct a lot more than Jeff Lemasters did, and get some better animation. Don't have those big bulky chalk outlines around the characters, please. And don't make your next universe just feel like it's a whole pointless excursion. That's how I would describe this entire 3-part story. Fine. It works for what it's trying to do. It won't work for whatever else it's trying to do. If you have seen Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.